Hello boys and girls, this is Anders here, of course, and welcome back to some more Battlefield 4 gameplay. This time we got some Parasail Storm with the good old trusted AK-97-1, a really high rate of fire automatic weapon that you probably recognize if you played Battlefield 3 before. This is one of my favorite real high automatic weapons for a little bit of a longer range engagements. To be honest, the FAMAS is my absolute favorite high rate of fire weapon when it comes to close combat maps, but honestly on a map like this you really do need something that can reach out a little bit longer with a little bit more accurate and sustainable fire, and for that the AK is just perfect. Simply, it has a high rate of fire and can still be really accurate, especially if you burst fire it. It actually has a burst fire mode as well, so you can enjoy it quite a lot on maps like this. And as you might notice, the audio is actually missing in the gameplay. This has nothing to do with your computer, so don't worry, you don't have to check if your computer is broken or not. It has to do with DxTory screwing up a little bit when I recorded this right after coming home. DxTory didn't recognize that I had my Blue Yeti microphone hooked up to it, so it didn't record anything from my microphone or from my headphones, and it instead recorded audio from basically the motherboard soundboard, and that of course didn't have any audio at all on it, so we're left with no audio at all simply in the video. So that kind of stinks a little bit. As I said, I hope you guys got some good presents. Since myself, I'm a 25-year-old grown-up, even though I kind of act like a kid a lot of the time, and I kind of have the temperament of a kid. But I still, of course, like to get grown-up presents nowadays. It's not as fun as being a kid, to be honest, but still I enjoy getting Christmas presents, because I usually get the kind of stuff that I usually am too lazy to go out and buy myself. So got a lot of underpants, a lot of socks, and a lot of t-shirts, and like bed sheets and that kind of stuff from my parents, and I was quite happy about that, to be honest. Also some Tupperware boxes, like those plastic things you have food in, because I always manage to freaking burn those things in the microwave out, and I have no clue why. They just melt on me for some damn reason. I don't know why, I must be kind of a little bit crappy. But that's actually not what we're gonna talk about in this video. We're actually gonna talk about the quality of gameplay videos that has been on YouTube now lately. Unless you've been living under a rock, or unless you have discovered YouTube the last maybe 6 months, you probably haven't noticed that the video quality on YouTube has declined a lot lately. But just 2 years ago, the quality of the videos on YouTube was a lot higher, so you guys have been around on YouTube for at least a year or longer, you definitely have noticed this, that for example 720p videos and 1080p videos kind of look like crap nowadays, and I'm gonna tell you why and how we as YouTubers can kind of combat this and kind of fool YouTube into making our videos actually look good again. And this is basically tips and tricks for other people like myself that do videos, but also kind of a little bit of an explanation to all of you guys who've been watching my videos, maybe Yak Frags, maybe Frankie on PC 1080p, and those kinds of guys that like have uploaded 1080p high quality videos for a long time. So like I said, if you've been on YouTube for a year or longer, you probably, and if you watched me and maybe Yak Frags and maybe Frank on PC, you definitely have noticed that, what the hell, Anders, Yak and Frankie, they usually uploaded like super high quality 1080p that basically looked like I was playing the game myself, but they are not doing that any longer. Why have they stopped doing it? We have not stopped. We're still uploading the same quality videos, or even higher quality actually. This has all to do with YouTube kind of screwing up a little bit. The steps that happens when we actually upload a video, or when we make a video, is that first of all we record the gameplay. Most of us record in 720p or 1080p resolution. You guys definitely recognize that, because like those are the very normal resolutions right now, but we are getting to higher and higher resolutions however, and I'm gonna kind of talk about that and tell you how that kind of affects you now on YouTube, and how it can actually make things better even if you don't have a 4K resolution monitor and similar. Because what happens is that we record our gameplay, we render it, and then we upload the video, but usually the gameplay and the video that we upload is so big that it would take take maybe an hour to download or stream a 10-minute video. So YouTube compromises it a little bit, or compresses it rather, not compromises, that's the complete wrong word, but compresses the video in a process called processing, simply. We just usually call it processing, because like back in the day when a video hadn't finished compromising or compressing on YouTube, and like 1080p wasn't finished or you couldn't watch the video, we usually called basically YouTube said, hey, this video is not processed yet, so you can't watch it, and that's why we say that. And nowadays it's quite quick, the process of processing a video on YouTube. From the time when I actually upload the video, you can usually see the video in 1080p or higher just after maybe 20-30 minutes. Sometimes YouTube is a little bit bugged and it can take a couple of hours to happen, but nowadays it usually is quite quick. And the reason why is that YouTube has kind of changed its rendering settings, so to say, or processing settings and codecs to kind of a little bit more crappy quality to save time and money. This means that the videos you watch simply become less high quality compared to what they were a year ago or 2 years ago, for example, because YouTube has so many users, and when all of the users want to watch a video at the same time, YouTube has to send an enormous amount of information to the people that want to watch it, especially if it's a lot of people at the same time. And you might realize that we're talking about several gigabytes a second here of data being sent, and that costs a lot of money. And to cheapen up a little bit, YouTube simply cut the quality in half basically, and also the rendering quality in half, making the videos kind of look half as good. So 1080p video usually looks like 720p used to do, or even worse sometimes, sadly, and that's not something we can really do anything about. But now recently YouTube started with 1440p videos and 4K videos. 4K simply means that the video is 3840 times 2160 pixels. That is 4 times as many pixels in one image than in 1080p, so that makes a video look a hell of a lot better. And the thing is, I'm probably gonna start rendering a lot of videos in 4K, to be honest, because that is the only way to actually make a 1080p video look good nowadays, due to the cutbacks that YouTube is kind of doing. And you might ask yourself, like, but Anders, you record your videos in 1080p, how can you make them look better by rendering them in 4K and upload them in 4K to YouTube? That's just stretching the video. Yes, it is just stretching the video, that is completely correct, but when you watch a video in 4K or 1440p resolution on YouTube, YouTube actually allows the video to be played back in a higher quality bitrate. And bitrate is basically how much information a video is allowed to send you at any single time. So a 1080p video gets only half the amount of, or actually a quarter of the information that a 4K video gets. So it's gonna look 4 times as good. Maybe not be guaranteed to look 4 times as good, but it can look as much as 4 times as good on YouTube. So I don't know if any other YouTubers is gonna do this, because this is quite time consuming, but I'm gonna kind of try it out and see if it's worth my time, so to say, and worth your time. I know a lot of viewers I have are from Europe, and most people in Europe have very high quality quick internet, so they can watch the videos. So basically this means that even if you watch a video in 4K resolution and you don't have a 4K resolution screen, the video is still gonna look a lot better than 1080p. Trust me, simply because the video is allowed to use a lot more data, basically make it look more high quality. It's as simple as that. I don't really know how to explain it any better myself. I'm not that knowing about this kind of stuff, but I have tried to optimize the best rendering settings to be able to make higher quality videos simply. And I think this is something that's quite important, especially for games like Battlefield and DayZ, for example, where you need to have that higher resolution so you can actually see what I see on the screen. Otherwise you're not gonna see the person I'm shooting at or whatever, and that kind of makes you miss the point, and it's not that fun to watch the video. So this is kind of a test video, so please let me know, leave a like, or especially leave a comment like, tell me exactly what you think. Don't just say, it looks better, tell me how much better it looks like, does it sound better, that kind of thing. Does it even work? Can you watch 4K, or is it way too slow? Whatever, like, just let me know what you think and how you feel. That would be greatly appreciated, and as usual, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye, and also have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I know it's a little bit late on Christmas, but who cares?